what's going on, Pinball Land? It's episode 16 of the Flippin' Out Pinball Podcast. My name is Ken Cromwell. With me today, the best podcast co-host in the business. His name is Greg Bone. Greg, what's up, buddy?
Good morning, Mr. Cromwell. You know what I have to say, man? So for you guys listening, you didn't know, but Ken just had to do this is the first time I've ever seen Ken do a second take for his start. He came in a little hot, he felt, but I have to say, I enjoyed the hot take because Ken is on it this morning. He's amped up, he's hyped up, and I thought it just conveyed the feeling that he is feeling today a lot better than that one he just introduced.
Dude, I am pumped up today. It's a combination of several things. One, I love this time of the year. I love Christmas season. I love everything about it except for the Chicago snow and the Chicago weather, but that's a whole nother thing. You're just kind of wrapping the end of the year, which is always kind of exciting. You've got New Year's coming up, and you can kind of start new things and have new aspirations and set new goals. And then to be able to sit down and knock a show out with you going into the holiday season at the end of the year, man, I'm just very grateful. I'm very pumped up. That's why when I came out, I was like, hey, let's go! Freaking Pinball Land! We're going to knock out episode 16 of Flippin' Out Pinball
I love it.
Podcast. I'm on fire a little bit this morning. We are recording this on Monday morning because we want to get it out Wednesday, right?
Yes.
For Christmas Eve podcast. There's a lot of things that are going to be going on in this episode. We've got that Flippin' Out 10-day giveaway contest that we did. This is what we're going to do with this, guys. We don't want to make this whole podcast a sweepstakes giveaway podcast. That's a little bit boring. But we also realize a lot of you are first-time listeners here, and you want to know if you want a prize. So what we're going to do is we're going to make you listen to the entire episode because we're going to sprinkle in winners throughout the episode.
You can't even skip to the end.
Through.
We're not saving it to the end. We're sprinkling. Sprinkling. It's that time of year, like a sugar cookie.
And there's going to be no rhyme or reason as to the time in between prizes. We are going to make you listen to the entire episode. But, we're going to do our best to keep you informed and entertained throughout the way, so that's no problem. We recently, Greg, had another field trip. And this time it was back to Evansville, Indiana, Flippin' Out Pinball headquarters, visiting Zach and Nicole. We all collaborated on a end of year, I don't know what would you call it, a meeting, an outing.
It was kind of our Christmas party in a sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. Like we showed up there. We got down there at a decent hour because you have to travel quite a bit. I'm only a couple hours away. You're quite a bit further. But, things, you never know what to expect. I mean, we kind of always know what we want to do in the evening because even though it's freezing cold outside, we'd already mentioned and kind of convinced Zach because Zach is not cold is not a friend of his. So we kind of knew that we still wanted to build a big bonfire outside and we wanted to be able to stand around it and hang out that night. So you and I kind of had that already planned against, I think, Zach's best wishes, even though he ended up having a great time. But we just didn't know what else the day was going to bring. Like, what were we going to do? We knew we were going to eat some food, hang out, talk shop. It's always very business oriented too, obviously, and stuff. But, oddly enough, I mean, we kind of set out for some food and Zach gave us the most historic tour of all of Evansville that you could ever imagine.
Oh my gosh. It's amazing. Like whenever I've gone to Evansville, which is what, 2 times now, it's just, I never realized that it actually had almost a little city in a downtown atmosphere. It just looked like a lot of like a busy main street with some commercial buildings on the left and right. That's what I thought Evansville was. But you get into downtown Evansville, it's historic. It's a beautiful little city. There's little quaint little places. We ate at a nice little swanky little kind of diner restaurant type thing, which we got a burger for lunch, which I thought was awesome. He took us down to that baseball field where they filmed A League of Their Own, which is the third oldest baseball stadium that's still functioning next to Wrigley Field in Fenway. That was an amazing pit stop on the tour. What else did we do? Oh, and then later that night, we ended up at that haunted library.
Yeah.
Why is there always haunted stuff going on when we're getting together?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to take you to this library. It's one of the most haunted libraries in the world, and they just had some footage that they leaked at nighttime. It's the Gray Lady. What's the name of the library? Do you remember?
I think
remember
Willard.
the name of the library? Willard Library. Home of the Gray Lady. Who's like some old ghost who's just walking this library. I'm like, dude, I don't want to go to a haunted library. One, I thought it was going to be boring. Two, you know me. I don't like stuff attaching to me potentially. And me bringing the Gray Lady home. When we were in Galena, Illinois, I didn't want Mrs. McConnell attaching herself to me out of that freaking, what was that, 510 Federal B&B, Airbnb?
Yeah.
Yeah. So but man, we went there. That's a beautiful library. If you're ever in that area, go check that out. And
they have
creepy.
cameras. Like, I was so surprised because I mean they literally lean into it there because they have permanent like lots of cameras set up in that whole entire facility to track and to watch for paranormal activity. And it's not just their security cameras. There are dedicated cameras that are specifically set up.
Infrared cameras.
Yeah,
And I was expecting the Ghostbusters thing with the little tracker with the sides that go up. And
they just have one
that's
set
exactly right. It's exactly right.
Yeah, that place was cool though, man. Beautiful.
It was
beautiful.
cool. It was just a very unique place to be. And then we ended up at the pizza place later that night. And that was, that was before we got out later back at headquarters where we had our Flipping Out Pinball year-end therapy session.
Yes.
Where we had our cigars and bourbon by the fire. But, Zach and Nicole, great hosts. I mean, I had an amazing time. I wasn't quite certain what the day was going to include, but it was a real nice surprise, Clark.
And it's always nice, just like kind of like what we did last time. It's kind of like, even though it was like our Christmas get together, it was still kind of like a retreat in the sense that we just talk so much business and trying to see, you know, where we're going into next year, what we can improve on, what we can do to make it a better customer experience, all those things. Like, and that always, that's as exciting to me as just getting together and even just talking, like friendship talk and everything else. Cause I think that all three of us, and Nicole, so all four of us really all enjoy the shop talk, and business talk to see what we can do to always make things better, because there's always room for improvement. And I think that if you ever stop that and you feel that you're in a place, that you don't need to improve anything, then you're most likely.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, once you become kind of complacent, it's tough. We're always striving to do best. And, most companies should be doing that.
Agreed.
You don't want to settle for mediocrity. And even if you're hitting it out of the park, if you're batting 406 one year, you want to go ahead and change the stance a little bit to hit 408 the next year. It's just that's the way that it goes. It's the way that we roll. And it's cool that the four of us are all on that same page. So when we get together, like in person, and we're able to kind of discuss, what happened this year and where the business is going. Because listen, guys, without letting on to too much, because even a lot of it's not clear to me yet, but there's a path here for Flipping Out that I think is going to surpass a lot of expectations, and I'm super excited about it. And it was a big reason, that I wanted to come work with you guys. And I don't know, it's good. 2026 is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. All right. Want to say a quick thank you to some new Patreon members. And if you're looking to kind of get more involved in the show, some behind the scenes stuff, some bonus content, we've got our after hours video conference call thing going on later this month. You can go to patreon.com/flippingoutpinballpodcast. And there's different ways that you can support the show there, including free ways in which you can just kind of get involved. But I want to say thanks and welcome, Greg and I, to Tyler, Scott, Jason, and Adrian, all joining on the paid support tiers over Flipping Out. So thank you guys for coming in. And I also wanted to give a special thank you. Our guy, Jeff, over there at Patreon, sent us a little care package, Greg. I was talking to him a little bit offline about some bourbons and whiskeys, and he's deep into the weeds. He's got a collective over there in a group, and he sent us a bottle of Eagle Rare on Buffalo Trace Distillery. Eagle Rare's top shelf. I love the Eagle Rare. It's very difficult. It's an allocated bottle. You can't really get it easily here unless you pay a premium. So Jeff sent that out, and he said, hey, make sure, Ken, that you don't drink that unless you're with Greg and Zach. So I will abide by his terms, and we will get together next time. I think you guys need to come to Chicago or to St. Charles, where I live, next time. I don't mind making the trips out to Indiana. It's fun, but it's I'm up 2-0 on the trip. So you guys got to come out here at some point.
I want a tour. I want a tour of St. Charles.
Yeah, for sure, sure.
And I got to give a big shout out because I've received some gifts too. You're not the only one. Corey, a great customer and fan of ours, sent us again another bottle of some Hooten Young, which was fantastic. Yeah, and a couple smokes for us to enjoy. We actually enjoyed some of those on our Flipping Out trip around that campfire. So that was super nice. So Corey, thank you so much, man, and thank you to all you guys who send us stuff, man. We're beyond grateful for that. It's awesome.
That's 100. Yeah, we don't expect stuff. I mean, but I'll be honest with you. As an adult, it's cool to get stuff in the
Oh,
mail.
I love it. Yeah.
I still
love a
love
care
it. I don't know what's
package.
going on. 100%. Like I say, you send us anything company wise that we'll shill it for you. Whether that be T-shirts or nice Rolex watches.
Yeah. We got your back.
Whatever you need to send out, we got you back. We're here to help your creative marketing initiatives. All right, so let's start this off, Greg. Before we get into some topics, we're going to give away a couple of prizes. See?
The good stuff.
Random. You don't know what's going on. We're going to give away the Day 1 prize by Chicago Gaming Company and the Day 2 prize by Raw Thrills Play Mechanics. Day 1 was a Chicago Gaming Company t-shirt. Winner of that, Trevor Wyatt.
Ooh.
Trevor Wyatt, you won the Chicago Gaming Company Tri-Blend t-shirt. And day number 2, the Raw Thrills Play Mechanics. These were 2 Pulp Fiction t-shirts.
I love that shirt, by the way.
Yeah, it is awesome. I actually had people that had called, or not called, but had emailed asking how to get them. I'm like, I don't even know how to get them. But that's Austin Mazinski. Austin Mazinski, you won the 2 Pulp Fiction shirts by Chicago Gaming Company. Guys, to claim prizes, we are not DMing you. And the reason for that is just safety protocols. We don't want somebody, hey, what's your address? What's the last 4 of your social? Mother's maiden name, and we'll get your prize. No. You're gonna email us at flip_n_out_pinballpodcast@gmail.com with your name, the prize that you won, and then I've got a way to verify who the winner is through the emails. So we're going to keep it emails. It's flippingoutpinballpodcast@gmail.com. Now look, we're not reaching out. So if you do not email to claim your prize, Greg and I will take them.
I'm going to be wearing
we'll figure it.
Shirt.
Yeah, we'll see. But we'll have to figure out another creative way to give those away. Days 3 and 4 coming up later in the show. But Greg, we're winding down 2025, getting ready to go into 2026. It was an interesting year by all accounts, both personally and professionally for me, and I'm sure probably the same for you. And as I kind of reflected back on the year, I was thinking, like, what are some of the hotter topics that had happened? What are some things that I liked? What are some things that maybe I wasn't so fond about? We don't have show notes today. I don't know what you want to do as far as approaching the actual episode, but for me, I wanted to just kind of go each manufacturer and not recap it, but I wanted to talk about like one thing that I was pleased with or that was memorable for me for that particular manufacturer. So, and if you want to go in a different direction, we can, and we can switch gears also. But like, for instance, Stern Pinball. For me this year, the thing that really stood out, and this is going to be great, because again, for those that don't know, I was working at Jersey Jack Pinball up until June of this year, and then I came over to Flip It Out. Now, for my 5 years at JJP, I played mostly all Jersey Jack Pinball machines, and which is great. You know, I loved that. That was a big reason I went over to JJP. I love the product. I love everything they do. It's a unique playing situation, the way that they approach games, everything. But when you're playing the same games for, a half of a decade, and I didn't really get out to play a lot of other games, even at pinball shows, I would find myself in our booth. You know how it is at a show. You don't really get out and play a bunch of games. There's lines. You just don't do it. I missed a lot of new releases just playing it and just other than maybe plunging a ball or two, I didn't get a chance to do it. So for me, again, this is my circuitous way of getting around to memorable thing for Stern Pinball for me this year was discovering King Kong pinball machine.
I agree.
I love the game.
Yep.
It's the shot layout. It's a game, I'll be honest, it wasn't on my radar even when it was released. I was like, oh, okay, the theme doesn't call to me. I don't care about King Kong. I just don't. It's not a big deal. I don't dislike it. I don't like it. Playing that game over the past couple months, I can't stop playing it. Keith and team knocked it out of the park. That's a brilliant layout. I think the code is still not at 1.0, so there's still some evolution to happen there. I just love it.
Dude,
I love it.
I 1,000,000% agree. It's one of those games. So I got that game. I buy every new game, stick out on location. I bought that game, and I actually cared about King Kong. I'm a big Zach and I both are big Universal fans, and stuff. So like I loved to have Kong. I was like, okay, this'll be neat to have next to Jaws and everything. Like I love this. and it came out. It wasn't what I expected. It wasn't what I wanted. It was so colorful, and it was what it was. I mean, still beautiful artwork, but just it was not what I expected. So, I bought it. I stuck it out on location. I didn't really mess with it. I'll always plunge and play a couple games on there, but I just didn't give it much thought and didn't care. And so I was rotating some games out, and Kong was one of those ones that ended up coming home with me. And every game, I just don't leave it in my garage, and I just don't leave it in storage. If I bring it in, I set it up because I'll play it. I still love pinball. And man, that first night that I really dug into that thing, I was like, okay, yep, I should have given this a chance earlier, because this is one of the most phenomenal, unique layouts that I have ever played. And it
100%.
Yes,
Yep.
and it grew on me art-wise, much like Godzilla did too. So, I mean, it really grew on me to where that does not bother me any longer. But I love the code structure. I love everything that Keith put in there. I love all the sub stuff, dude, because like I can't remember what it's called, and I'm kicking myself in the ass for it, but I love where you go in and you have to plunge to try to hit the magnet and the targets where the spider.
Oh, that's an amazing little mini game. Yeah,
dude,
that's awesome.
I love that on a timer.
It's brilliant.
Because it's stressful, everything
it's
about
stressful.
it.
I can't hit any of them.
No,
I'll soft plunge it like 25 times, and I'm like, oh my god, I miss every single time.
Yeah,
I think it's because I haven't got a. Yeah, I don't know,
dude. I love it.
I love that.
I do too.
I didn't know what it was originally, and then it just and I put two and two together. I'm like, oh, this. I still don't know how to get there, and that's just because I haven't paid enough attention to the rules. But that is such a fun little moment of the game to try to just. A mini game within a bigger game is cool. Yeah,
it is. And just all the modes are well thought out. It's like you said, like it's not complete. So I'm excited to see some of the polishes put on there, but dude, it is just a fun game. And it's a game that keeps you coming back for more. Like that's what I love. Yeah. And Godzilla obviously gets all the hype with due respect. Jaws gets that hype, but like I think maybe because of the artwork initially, and just because some of the naysayers around them, how that travel, how that bad word of mouth, and especially in this hobby, that just assholes end up just spewing out stuff, and most of them don't even play the game, or they just don't like something. Like, and again, I was sort of there with them, so like I can't talk too bad, but I think this game is slowly creeping up on people's radar, and if you guys have not played it, if you have not got a chance to really put some time on it, give it a chance, because I almost guarantee it's gonna end up being one of your favorite games, if not your favorite game, obviously, of this past year. But man, like Ken, I can't tell you how much that I'm on board with you, like at all.
I'm glad to hear that. And I would also say this: don't put 2 or 3 games on it and judge it, because there's a lot of shot paths that you're not going to find
exactly
until you're 10 or 15, 20 games into this. And then you start figuring out these combos, and you start how figuring out how to cross the chasm. Dude, it's just awesome. So, I mean, again, I tip my hat to those guys.
Oh, the biplanes?
Stern Pinball
I get obsessed with the biplanes, trying to collect those biplanes.
Yeah,
like,
that's
dude,
awesome.
Like, it's not easy, and there's so many you need to collect, but I get obsessed with that. Like, I love that, because even if you're just, you don't really want to focus on the modes, like, you can collect biplanes. It's just like Elwin's other games, man. There's so much that you can focus on in there that I just, I don't know. I can't say enough about it. I think, listen, if we were given awards, to me, it would be the most underrated game of the year by far, easily.
Yeah, I agree. It's underrated. It's flying under the radar. And I don't know. Again, Keith team, you guys killed it. And that core team is, man, people are just anticipating these releases. So it's it's a good place to be in if you are Keith Elwin and team over there. So good times.
It is. And then we had, from them, just again, brief recap. Dungeons and Dragons came out. That was January. That was their first cornerstone release of the year. Dungeons & Dragons is just a unique experience. I mean, there's nothing like it in pinball, really. Just the way that Dwight and them have coded and structured that whole rule set. Still a favorite of a lot of people, man. We have a lot of customers come in and just love that game, and still, again, very unique experience on there. And then we had Jaws 50th, which has been massive.
Oh, yeah.
Another game that kind of grew on. I feel like
shelves.
Both of us, it grew on us. Like, I don't know if I was wild about that color scheme, and it really grew on me with that red armor and everything. I love the playfield and the wireforms, like, from the beginning, like, phenomenal. But yeah, freaking stellar seller, man. Like, people just loving Jaws and eating that up.
That topper grew on me too for that game, because when that topper first came out, I'm like, what is this? It's just a sign? It's cool, man. I dig the topper. I like it.
Yeah, we
And
talked
I'm
about
not a
that
big
while we were down
topper
at
person.
Zach's. We were looking at those
yeah.
toppers, and we talked. I was like, that's probably honestly one of my favorite toppers. Like, it's simple,
See,
but I
that's
love
the
it.
thing, right? You see something when you're showing stuff online and you've got photos. I mean, photos can only take you so far. You just got to walk up to this stuff. You got to see it, touch it, sniff it if you can. It's like, that's a good smelling topper.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I change my mind on a lot of things when I stand over it.
Yeah.
Same thing, like I'll change my mind on a lot of things after playing a game in a home versus at a show, because there's just so much going on at a show. You can't take a game in.
That's what I don't like it when people give reviews. First impression's fine, but I don't like it when someone reviews a game and especially if they don't have it in the home or something, they went into an arcade and dropped $5 in it. And like, okay, here's the review and what I feel of this game. Like, I do not like that, because things do change. There's been, like, I think you need at least like 50 games on a game to really get in there. Because like you said, like learning the rules, learning the ball paths. And I find that a lot of games that I don't like after the initial flip, like I'll throw a couple games on there and I don't like it. Those tend to be the games that have the longest staying power for me and that I love. Like games I typically walk up to, I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. Typically tend to end up being boring for me. Yeah. In the long run, I don't enjoy as much, and I think maybe it's just because it's more simplistic or something, or the shots feel good because I grasp it, right from the beginning, that sort of thing. I don't know, but I agree with you in every aspect of that as well.
That's why you have to give time to a game to kind of bake into your mindset. And that's a big reason now where me personally, I'll never get two new games at the same time anymore. Not to deter anybody from doing that at Flipping Out Pinball and flippingoutpinball.com. But it's like when I get two games at a time, I naturally will just think that one's better than the other. And then I don't give that second game as fair a shake until I start becoming a little bit more bored with the game that I liked initially. And I'll go to that second game and I'm like, oh, this game's great. I've had that happen a few times where I've taken games in on trade, 2-for-1s, things like that. I like to be able to sit down, dedicate time to a game, play it, figure out what the quirks are, what I like, what I don't like. Otherwise, it waters everything down for me. It's just how my mind thinks.
I'm almost the opposite. Like I like give me 3-4 new games at a time. I don't care, because like most of my collection I've played enough that like I want something new. So like it keeps me entertained, and I'm just back and forth.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I'm completely opposite. Just give me one. Let me take it all in.
Yeah. Then we kind of rounded out the year with Stern. We had Star Wars Fall of the Empire come out. We just saw those accessories drop. We got CP30 or C3PO topper. Man. Yeah.
C3PO topper.
Yeah. So we had some nice accessories drop for that. Then we fully rounded out the year with Walking Dead Remastered, which I've heard, honestly, like I've seen quite a few people, Ken. So back to our thing about seeing things like that topper in person and stuff. Like a lot of people said, hey, listen, in person, this is a beautiful game. This is nice. This is great artwork and stuff. The
Walking Dead.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it in person. I can't.
I saw it in person. It looked like in the pictures for me. I don't. It's not like I stood over The Walking Dead and I was like, oh my gosh, completely different experience. It's pretty much what the pictures look like. So I think if you don't like the pictures, I don't know that you're going to be wowed by the cabinet in person. Like I didn't mind the artwork. I don't, whatever. It's fine. It's a different approach. People complained that game was too dark. Yeah. When it originally came out, it's dark. They brighten it up a little bit. It gives it a facelift. I don't know. I saw it in person, and
I think they think it's better. I don't think it's like a mind changing. Like, oh my god, okay, never mind. I was missing this and misinterpreting.
Well, like, and I do want to just say, I just got done talking about how you got to look at this stuff in person to really make a decision. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't need to see it in person.
I think they're just more impressed with the artwork, like the art itself, the compilation. Yes.
Yeah. When you get to walk around the cabinet and you can take everything in individually, it makes greater sense of the composition. It's fine. I don't have an issue with the artwork on The Walking Dead. I was listening to Zach and Dennis on the Pinball Show, and at some point on their latest episode, Zach was talking about, I think he was trending up Star Wars Fall of the Empire. And he's right. A lot of the deals that I put through over the past month, a lot of Star Wars Fall of the Empire.
Well, we got a lot of new customers that love it. It's doing great on location. Like that's the thing, is it's crushing it on location in a lot of places. I've heard from people. Which, how can it not? It's Star Wars. But somebody else was saying, were you talking about how that people come over like and they flock to yours? Like,
Yeah.
like that's
So,
like the number one game that they're enjoying at your house.
In my studio right now, because it rotates, I have Star Wars Fall of the Empire, I have King Kong, and then I have a Godfather 50th. And I've got Big Buck Hunter here, I've got Golden Tee here, got a claw machine here. But the people that are rotating through pinball, and these are my buddies that they're not going to sit down and be like, so what code version is this? Nobody knows. They're just playing and flipping. They're all playing Star Wars. And I don't know if it's the theme recognition. They just like the way that it shoots. It's fast. It's flowy. Now, for me, if I had to pick between the layouts, I'm going King Kong, and that's just my personal preference. They don't even want to touch King Kong. They don't know what's going on in King Kong. It's almost they can't wrap their mind around what's happening with the whole King Kong thing.
Yeah, so Star Wars is it's explainable. Like it's again, I'm going against what I said in a sense. So this is kind of just a first impressions. But I need more time on it to see if I actually like it. But
that's fair.
Star Wars wasn't really my cup of tea. The few games I put on it personally, it just wasn't my taste. But I 1,000,000% can see where that. It is a very easily explainable game. You kind of know what's going on, which is great versus something like Kong that I think is a lot better game. But it does take time to kind of learn what's going on, get the shots down, learn the modes.
It's subjective, sort of right? To each their own. There's stuff that I love that people hate and vice versa. Both decent games.
Yeah, they are.
Greg, let's give away another prize pack. Days 3 and day 4 of the Flippin' Out Pinball podcast, 10 days of giveaways. Day 3 was from Papa Shot. It was a Super Slam door-hanging mini basketball hoop. So if you want to dunk on your buddies in the convenience of your own home, you can do that. The winner of that prize is Pamela Sue. Pamela Sue wins the Papa Shot Super Slam door-hanging mini basketball hoop from Papa Shot. And day 4 was the Incredible Technologies prize pack, which included like $150 in gift cards. You had some Golden Tee t-shirts, some koozies. Huge prize pack. So if you're a Golden Tee person, this is what you want to do. You want to plug those gift cards in and go nuts and play some Golden Tee. And that's going to go to Vincent Blanc. Vincent Blanc, you win the Incredible Technologies Golden Tee codes and merch prize pack from Incredible Technologies. Congratulations. Claim your prizes at flippinoutpinballpodcast@gmail.com. And I did want to mention, because before the show started, you were asking how we figured out the winners. So, and just full transparency, what I had done for every day, the amount of comments that were on there, because this was all random. We didn't hand select everybody or anybody at that point. I said, Alexa, say there's 350 comments. Alexa, give me a random number between 1 and 350. And she'd be like, your random number is 176. So then I would go in manually and I would go to the 176 comment.
Yeah.
And I would take the name down. So I did it for all 10. That's how So it was completely unbiased.
As fair as can be.
And it really, I did appreciate when she would say like, oh, the number's 4. I'm like, oh, God, thank goodness. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's like right in the middle. I'm like, no, it's terrible. But anyways, moving along, and we'll speed it up here a little bit because, we don't need to keep you here for too long today. The second company I wanted to just touch base on, Jersey Jack Pinball. Memorable thing for me this year with that company was a weird situation because I worked there for half the year and I closed out the year flipping out. Memorable for me is just the success that they've had with Harry Potter. I think that company deserved a banger, and just knowing everybody there on a personal level and how hard everybody works, it's nice to see those guys be able to walk around with a little bit more swagger and just have the success of just a massive license. And, that goes from the Abbas family to Jack Orneri, Eric Minier and team. I mean, everybody in that whole building, I know they're proud about it. And I'm happy for them. The one thing that I hope that this success doesn't lead to a price increase for 2026. I think that'd be unfortunate. There was price increases after GNR
which was
during the run of GNR.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which was a huge success. And I'm not saying that the titles after GNR weren't considered successful, but they weren't as successful from a units being sold perspective.
Yeah.
And I would imagine the Harry Potter is going to be coming up on those GNR numbers over time. So
I think it'd have to. I mean, it's a great game. Yeah, Potter. I mean, Ken, I have to say, like, Potter is it's probably my favorite game of the year. Honestly, like, I need to get a little more into it. It's a little quirky, but I mean, it may be slowly becoming one of my more favorite games of all time.
Wow.
It's just a very unique, very good game.
That's a lot coming from you because I know that, I mean, you've owned a ton of games and
Yeah.
you've
Well, it's
got,
just very different. Like that's the
yeah,
thing is I don't know. I don't know if it'll say that I can say it's like absolutely my favorite or like just the best game ever made sort of thing, but
yep,
it just shoots very different and it just feels very different. It's definitely I think one of the better playing JJP games by far, honestly.
I
But
agree.
it just it plays different. It just plays different. It's hard to explain, you know, with the no return to the out lanes and the in lanes, or to the in lanes themselves. It just creates a very quick, very fast experience and everything. You know, ball. That's my only problem. Ball control is a little rough on that game, but
Okay.
I mean, it's fun, man. It's good. Like that's to me, Joe Katz's best game that he's coded too. Like I mean,
Okay.
I
Yep.
like his modes. I like everything that he's done in there. I like the progression. I like the way you work through the semesters. I like he actually put some good moments in this. You know, I'm greedy and I could still use some more, but man, like Joe, I feel like I don't know if he deliberately listened or whether he just had these ideas in his head and it sparked, but there are some fun, neat moments that go on in this game that I really freaking like that they do with lighting and everything else. It's nice.
I think you're going to see some more coming down the pipeline from that game also. So if you're pleased with where the code is at now, you know, stick around. You'll be good. You know, Joe's one of those guys where he has no problem, even at home on his free time.
Yeah.
If he feels like he can make a game better, he'll do it. He did it with Willy Wonka. That was on his own.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, it's just well, and it's like I
Jersey
said,
Jack didn't say, "Hey, I needed to sit around for 6 months and do 2.0 on Willy Wonka." I mean, he was playing pinball with his brother, and his brother was giving him feedback on the game, and he was taking that to heart, and he made changes on his own time, and then he released that code on his own time. So that just goes to the level of dedication of these. You know, some of these guys don't get the credit for it. They get accused, you're phoning it in. No, these guys are into it. Like, they could go other places and be successful. They're here in the industry because they're passionate about gaming and about making people happy or attempting to do so, despite some of the unwarranted criticism, in my opinion, that comes out. Just the way some of that is conveyed to people is completely disrespectful. It drives me insane.
It is.
You know, be a freaking human being and grow up and have an adult conversation with somebody instead of ripping people online.
Well,
I hate it.
That's what you can see, like, dude, me and you, when we were talking to Joe, and I think I may have went in a little more in depth with him at Expo, standing around the game talking to him about it. I mean, this is also, like, to me, one of the most passionate things I've seen him do. I mean, dude just was smiling the entire time and had so much enthusiasm as we were talking about the game, you know, and he spent so much time on this game. Like, it's got to be hard to feel that away still because you're so close to it and you've coded and you've worked on these modes. You know, it's, to me, that would still be really hard to sit there and be so excited talking to somebody about something you've spent so much time on. You know, I would almost not want to look at the game any longer. But, you know, that's what I saw. It was like the golden snitch moments. Like, that's freaking fantastic. You know, there's a thing with the Weasley and the fireworks that are blasting off. That's amazing. Like Doris Umbridge, the pink, like just everything. Like he did. And it's some of it's subtle moments. Like that's the thing too, is like some of it, I mean, the attention to detail on some things is so incredibly magnificent in this game that I think that if you just really watch for some things, like, you're going to be more impressed the more that, you know, it's almost like a seek and find thing.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, good. Yeah, I think that's a very fair and balanced overview of that whole game, actually. So,
thank you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get Harry Potter orders in through flippingoutpinball.com. New orders right now, you're probably looking at March 2026. As JJP continues to fill back orders. That'd be my one small criticism, probably, is just, you know, you wish that they could make more games or make them quicker so people weren't waiting as much. But you know what? For the most part, people are happy to wait because it's a grail game for them and it's something they've been looking forward to for a long time. And that game came out in June, so we're about 6 months into the run, and it'll probably all be done, I would assume, over the next 6 months. They'll probably close the books on that, but it could be an evergreen title for them. I think they could always sell Harry Potters. They could probably always sell Wizard of Oz's if they wanted to, you know, continue runs. So we'll see. Let's go over to Spooky Pinball. And Greg, and I feel bad I'm sharing my moments first here. So if you want to jump in any time, let me know.
No, you lead.
But,
you lead.
All right. memorable moment for me, Spooky Pinball this year. And they had a hell of a year. But for me this year, it was going with you and Zach to Benton, where Spooky Pinball headquarters are at. That's where they make their games, Benton, Wisconsin.
Yep.
I never had been there before. And other than talking to, Corwin, Bug, here and there at pinball shows, never really got a chance to sit down and just kind of talk.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a unique opportunity to go down there. They kind of showed me the facilities, multiple buildings they have, how they've grown this business from, the small, almost like a little shed, to this massive compound of manufacturing buildings. And then to sit back and kind of take a part in recording the content for the launch of the Beetlejuice game. That was a really cool moment for me this year, one that I remember for a long time. Because I've always had a lot of respect for Spooky Pinball as a company. And ideally, I just figured that they were going to be good quality people, just on how they kind of have always presented themselves, not only publicly, but in like some of the smaller private conversations I would have with them at pinball shows. And they didn't disappoint. I mean, it's just the vibe at Spooky Pinball is there's not anything like it anywhere else in the industry, as far as I'm concerned. And I've visited a lot of these different companies, and it's different. Yeah. And it's
their accessibility. I think it's not just I won't blame it on like that small time family feel or whatever. It's just literally their accessibility and, their presence in the community. I think that goes a long way. And I think that's a lot of what you're kind of talking about that kind of separates them and makes everything feel quite a bit different than other pinball manufacturers.
Yeah, it's what you're seeing online and what you're seeing on their socials, just kind of happy and jovial and good sense of humor, but good business sense. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what you're getting when you go over there. There's not they're not flipping a switch where they're different people, because there are people in pinball that, and whatever. I mean, where you are looking at or listening or watching somebody completely different in a public persona versus privately, and that's okay. I mean, whatever. It seems like it's very true as to, for the most part, for what you're seeing online and what you're getting privately, which is refreshing. And
Beetlejuice was obviously a big hit. I mean,
man,
insane.
Beetlejuice is like crazy.
Kind of rocked the market a little bit with stuff. So, that's going to be an interesting thing going into 2026 to see. I mean, we're already seeing a lot of crazy stuff with interested list and with Put Me On This and what's the next title, I don't want to miss out, these limited games, that sort of thing. So we're already seeing that shakeup, but I can't imagine what 2026 is going to bring in that aspect, and especially on the release of their next game. It's going to be kind of
I don't know.
Chaos.
It is. It's already a little bit chaos. Beetlejuice isn't even shipping, and there's chaos on the next release.
There is,
and I've never seen anything like that. They've built something special, and they've got the sweet spot right for how many units they want to make versus how many units they could sell more. We talked about this. They could sell more units. They don't feel like they need to do that right now. It's not in their interest. It's not where they want that company to head for the moment. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Spooky Pinball trending up, as Zach would say, 100% for 2025. Let's give away another prize pack, Greg. Sound good?
Yeah.
We're going to give away days 5 and day 6. Day 5, Greg. This was our listener appreciation prize. And the winner of this one can come on and do a guest appearance on a future Flippin' Out Pinball podcast episode with us. Did you know about this? I don't even know if you knew about this. Okay, you did. Or if they didn't feel comfortable jumping on an episode, because not everybody's cut out for that, including us sometimes, they can help shape an episode. So maybe they could come up with a concept or go over some show notes, and we would kind of customize a show based on what they wanted to hear, and we would put it out there. So the winner of that prize, congratulations, and I'm sorry, Mitch Stogdill. Mitch Stogdill is the winner of the Listener Appreciation Prize. So you get to co-host an episode or shape an episode with us if you'd like. That's up to you.
Come on, Mitch, you got to come on. We'll walk you through it.
Absolutely. I think that'd be a fun dynamic. Anyways, we'll just see what happens. Day 6. This was the Stern Pinball Play Pinball sign.
That's nice.
Which was cool. It's an really exclusive to the Stern Pinball store. It is. It's a nice sign.
Yeah.
It's a pricey sign. It's an expensive sign. You can only get it at sternpinball.com or by answering the Day 6 contest. And the winner of the Stern Pinball sign is Jeff Livingood. Jeff Livingood. You are the winner of day 6, the Stern Pinball Play Pinball sign. You can email us at flip_out_pinballpodcast@gmail.com to claim your prize.
Ken, are you not waiting for somebody to be like, hey, I couldn't get a hold of you guys because I literally tried your email and I put in PINLETTRN. You told me letter N. I put letter N.
That is true. Maybe we should get that also. That flip the letter N.
Yeah,
that'd be the international rescue of email lengths. But the next prize, the next company I wanted to jump into as we kind of get into, I would say, competing boutiques at this point. Spooky Pinball. The juxtaposition would be Barrels of Fun over there, and obviously they released Winchester this year. And my moment of 2025 for Barrels of Fun was the way in which they had a true, genuine surprise reveal was very refreshing to me, because we're so used to pretty much knowing what titles are months, sometimes if not years in it. Like Dutch Pinball, we know they're doing Back to the Future. Whenever it comes out, I don't know, but I mean, they dropped a game out of nowhere. And unless you didn't know, nobody knew what was going on. And by the time the game sold out, you were days after that, and people didn't even know that game had come out and that game was sold out. So for me, I don't know that they want to do that all the time, but that was something that nobody saw coming. That was something that I appreciated, and I thought they really executed it really well. When you get a whole team that can keep a secret, something that big, that's huge. And then the other thing with Barrels of Fun that I really appreciated this year was just seeing a new designer be introduced with Carl D'Angelo I think is huge, because fresh designers in pinball, fresh approach. This guy's a professional pinball player. The guy knows games in and out. He knows code. So for him to be lead on a game and to have a theme that we like, that Spooky Winchester theme, memorable year for me for. Well,
and that's what, like three things to note on that is not only, because I 1,000,000% agree. Like, it was very refreshing to see that drop, that secret, that them keeping that cat in the bag sort of thing. But it was also just so great to see the success of that. And it was great in conjunction with that to see them take a risk. Like, that is a huge risk to do a theme like that. And so to see that be successful is amazing. And, on the point of Carl, I love seeing people who are that good of a player, who've put that much into the hobby with his streams and his filming and everything that he does. Like, I love to be able to see that come full circle, and for them to be able to work and do something in this hobby that they're passionate about, and to be able to take it to the next level and do something like become a pinball designer. I love seeing him be able to have this opportunity, and I love to be able to see the feedback that he was successful in doing that. People love the way that game shot, because it's one thing to have that opportunity, and it's another to succeed with that opportunity. And so it was just so good to see Carl be able to do this. Like, great.
That's a really good point, right? Because sentimental value or an opinion of somebody only goes so far. That's a lot of money to invest in somebody because you just want to support that person. And he did a really good job. The line that was at Expo to play that Winchester when it had come out was never less than like 40 or 50 deep, and it wrapped around the whole Flipping Out Pinball booth. And it was a huge deal. So congratulations. And I super happy for Barrels of Fun, David Van Ness and Brian Savage, the whole team over there. Good job, guys. Now just make the games, please. Let's go.
Let's get them released. See them released.
Right. And let me know if you're going to do some show games. Maybe I can get one of those bad boys.
I know. I still want one. I'm so mad.
I know.
I'm so mad.
Well, that was the biggest disappointment of the year for me, was sleeping on the Winchester for 12 hours and waking up and it's gone.
And I will say this. I want to throw in a little, I don't guess I'm speaking out of turn, a little behind the scenes stuff here. So, you and I, we went to Expo and we saw all that, and we had Dune there in our booth and everything. And Dune was, it's a good game. I always thought it was a good game. Zach absolutely loved Dune. But, I don't think a lot of people really got their hands on it. Didn't really, just because nobody, again, was clamoring for Dune. So I don't think a lot of people had the opportunity to play it. It's still a semi-rare game. And when you and I came back from Expo, we were like, Zach, we need to order more. Like, we need to order more. We were adamant about that. And he was very hesitant. He's like, I don't know, man. He's like, our sales were fine. They're good. But I don't know about investing. I don't want to be stuck with the games, just our normal business.
Of course.
Stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But we were both adamant multiple times, like, listen, you didn't get to see what we saw. You didn't get to hear the feedback that we heard. Listen, like, this game is going to have a resurgence. It kind of got overshadowed by Harry Potter really bad. Just had, that was a bad launch for it to be able to compete against a title like Harry Potter. So I was like, you didn't get to see what we saw. Like, I'm telling you. And, he took our advice and he leaned into it. And sure enough, like, we have seen those probably double in sales almost.
Well,
of Dune.
We sold out our December run.
Yeah.
We sold out our January run.
Yep.
And now we're almost sold out of our February run.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, not to sound salesy, but if you want to get a Dune, just email us. Ken,
because they just announced that they're going to cut production here at the very end of this month. That's going to be kind of basically the last call for that game. And they basically said we can't 100% say that we won't ever run it again, but we run in obviously, Ken, you coming from manufacturing know this. Yeah, that parts are ordered in batches. That's how they're affordable. So it might not make sense ever, unless the people are super clamoring for it in the future, that they will ever run it. So while it's not a 100% no, it seems like it's highly unlikely that after this, they're not going to run that game anymore.
If I had to guess, Greg, this is the final call.
I think so too.
I think that they don't want to paint themselves in the corner by saying that, because in the event there is like this crazy resurgence where they
don't want to make people think they have something rarer than what it is.
Like, of course,
yes,
of course. But I think any new company is looking to kind of move forward, and they're still so young. They don't need a game that they need to go back to. They've got what 3 games out at this point.
Yeah, and they still got a lot of Winchesters to make, man. 500's that's not a drop in the hat. So they still got that. They got other games in the pipeline. So I agree with you. While not speaking for them, I have that feeling as well. Like that this is probably going to be the last thing. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a Dune, you've been on because I've had that happen too since that announcement. I probably sold 3 this week. Yep. Just because people were like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I know I've kind of been on the fence about it and kind of back and forth with you. Let's do this. Let's get the order in. Let's get the deposit. I want this game and I don't want to miss on it. Email us, ken@flippingoutpinball.com or greg@flippingoutpinball.com. For Dune, it's just a deposit. So you put your deposit down and the balance is collected when your game comes in. Non-refundable deposit, by the way. Non-refundable, non-transferable. That's a good topic to get into. Yes. I love non-refundable deposits. So good job. Good job, Barrels of Fun. Good job. Let's do another prize pack, Greg. What do you say? Yeah. We're going to do day 7, day 8, and day 9. Okay? And the reason we're doing all 3 of those is they were all pinball signed playfields. And just coming off that discussion over there about Barrels of Fun, day 7 was a team signed Labyrinth pinball playfield from Barrels of Fun. So, and the playfields are obviously not populated. It's playfield with the printed artwork, clear coated, amazing wall hanger, great collectible. The team signing those make them a little bit even more special. So day 7 is going to go to Jonathan Swanson. You're going to win the team-signed Labyrinth pinball playfield from Barrels of Fun. Day 8 was a Jersey Jack Pinball team-signed Harry Potter playfield, which is Greg's game of the year, Harry Potter. And, one of the more popular titles released in recent memory. That's going to go to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart. Oh. We know Kevin. Yeah. Kevin Hart gets the Jersey Jack Pinball team-signed Harry Potter playfield. Congratulations, Kevin. And then day 8 is from Spooky Pinball. This is a huge prize. Spooky donated an Evil Dead team-signed playfield. And that is beautiful. And that is going to go to Corey Branton. Corey Branton, you've won the Spooky Pinball team-signed Evil Dead playfield. You guys can claim your prizes. You're going to email us at flippingoutpinballpodcast@gmail.com. We will verify you as the winner, and we'll get everything out to you. The last day that we have is the Flippin' Out Pinball huge prize pack, right? With all the accessories. We're going to give that away shortly. I also wanted to make mention with the prizes, with all due respect, it's not going to be Amazon Prime shipping on these. We're going to go through the holiday.
These will go out sometime in January, and we will send tracking numbers when they go out. So once we confirm you're the winner of the prize, we will get it out to you. I promise. But let's not be in a position where every day you're, hey, just wondering if my CGC T-shirt shipped yet.
Yes, please don't.
It'll be in January, sometime in January. And I don't know how many days are in January. What is it, 30, 31?
Do you want to hear a neat story,
Whatever
speaking of playfields and rare, odd things? So I think you know this story, but I don't know. I don't think, and I guess there shouldn't be any reason I'm not allowed to say it or talk about it. So back when Pirates of the Caribbean came out, Zach and I, we went up and we did it was sort of a featurette at the time. We did things very differently. We were basically, it was almost like an interview with multiple shots and all this great stuff for straight down the middle and everything, just showing kind of the rules and the layout of the game and everything. And we were very early on. That was maybe the second game that we had done. And Eric Minier, obviously his game, the entire team up there was very gracious to have us in. That was back at their old building and stuff. And we shot in Eric's office, which was just literally the tiniest little box, just with playfields all over the place, and we were in there filming, and they were
this is for Pirates?
For Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah. And this was still, we never got paid, we never did anything, but they wanted to show their gratitude towards us, so they gave us some gifts, and one of those gifts was a Pirates of the Caribbean playfield, and the entire team signed this playfield, but that playfield was the CE playfield. And at that time, it was still, they were doing, because we were up there before the game was released, had the 3 spinning disc in the middle. And
this is the bigger hole.
And that turned out to be the only CE playfield that they had. They were getting ready to go to another show, and they didn't have a CE playfield to show off. This is my understanding of everything. Okay. So they literally, I think, had to scramble and print another playfield, because we had basically the only one in existence of a CE playfield that they had signed and stuff. So, and I think maybe that other one, it might only be one of 2 in existence, because before the CE went
Where
into
is
production,
that playfield now? Where did it go?
It's hanging right over there on my wall.
Is it over there? You got it in the, I love it. It's Studio B.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So,
That's
it's kind of a cool little history thing, because I'm pretty sure, like, Eric had wrote Zach and was like, oh my God, man, like, we actually gave you, like, the only playfield in existence.
Would you sell that playfield for $2,500?
No, not at all.
Would you sell it for $50,000?
Yes.
50,000. Yes, you would. All right. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Do you remember?
Because it's technically Zach and I's, and he would kick me in the dick if I didn't sell that for $50,000.
Well, you cut him $12.50 on the side, and then you guys, it is what it is. Do you remember back in the day? It was for the release of Willy Wonka. It was Jack Waneri reached out to. It was you and Greg at Straight Down the Middle, right?
Or Zach.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh my God. It was
2 Gregs.
Like, hello. Wait, this isn't Zach. It was you and Zach and yourself from Straight Down the Middle. Is myself and Bill Webb from Special When Lit Pinball Podcast. And then it was Jeff Patterson from This Week in Pinball.
Yeah.
They invited us into Bensonville, where the old kind of headquarters was for them. The manufacturing at the time was in Lakewood. And they gave us that advanced screening of Willy Wonka before it came out.
Yeah.
And I think it was the first time any company had really invited any content creators in,
like
to
a mass like that.
Yeah, to kind of get a screening and be under NDA and then help promote at launch, and that was pretty cool. That was fun, and things were so much more simple back then, man. When you look at it now, it's so much. The whole landscape is so different. But that was a really cool. It was cool to see you guys. I think that's the first time.
It was the first time we like worked together. Like, we knew each other and stuff, but it was like collaboration, sort of collaboration, like that we were kind of all in the mix together doing something.
Yep. And now look at us.
I know. Getting disinvited places.
That's all right. We got it in before the lock. All right. Other random stuff here. I don't know. Company wise, there wasn't any other company that really.
No, Chicago Gaming did Merlin's, which was nice. Rolled out the Merlin's. But again, we got a remake or whatever of a beloved theme.
Yeah, Merlin's cool, loves. Man.
Yeah,
it's
Predator,
just, like, memorable for me. It's like, oh, that made my year for Chicago Gaming.
Pinball Brother did Predator. Met with mixed reviews with no Arnold. I'm hearing good things that people do enjoy the game. That it shoots fun and it's pretty underrated. I don't have a lot of time on it, but good for them for getting that out.
That was another instance where Expo, I think, did it
100%.
Expo did well for them.
Yes.
So people were in line, and people,
Yeah.
it seemed like for the most part, walked away with a positive experience.
And I have to say this
Predator.
too. Like I'm glad to see stuff like that out of Expo because from a manufacturer standpoint, because these manufacturers put a lot into that. Distributors, we put a lot into that. So to be able to see going to a show and see that pay off for everyone, I love that, dude. I love that because you just know that it's doing that. We're supporting Expo supporting us. It's working out for everybody. I like to see success come off of a show and it help everyone out. You know, people get to play games. It helps all of our customers out, helps, enthusiasts out. But I like to see that manufacturers and distributors are also that it is an actual benefit to them. It's not just something you go do.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. And even us going back, I had this on my list. Memorable moments of 2025 was actually us getting that booth at Pinball Expo. I was grateful that Zach was willing to do it, made the investment. We got up there and we had a great time promoting the brand. I think the big thing for us wasn't so much promoting any individual game that was there, but it was just, hey, the Flippin' Out Pinball team, come hang out with us and come see what we offer. And I had a blast. We met so many people, whether it be from, you doing Straight Down the Middle, working at Flippin' Out Pinball, us doing the podcasts, me working at Flippin' Out Pinball. And we talked about it before. I don't know, man. I don't know how you go anywhere in the pinball realm. You are highly coveted. People want to get with the Greg Bone, and I know that was tiring for you, but I know that at the end of the day, like that has to be pretty.
Oh, it's
got to
elative.
feel good,
Yeah,
man. It's got to feel good.
It does. It's fun. It's good. It just gets to see everybody. Like it's just fun, like to put a smile on somebody's face. So if you can take a picture and. Shake a hand and it makes somebody's day. Like I love that, man. That's
Dude,
what it's worth.
We did not have one shit talker in that booth the whole time. Because look, just like anywhere else in life, you've got people that appreciate you and you got people that really don't.
Yeah.
And some of the people that don't appreciate you will make it well known, whether it be online or behind the scenes. It's a very small community. All this information gets back to everybody. Everybody knows
I will
much
tell you this from experience. I have found that those shit talkers, they don't do much of it in person. They do. They're
not.
you're talking about the very different people in public versus behind closed doors. That's a lot of those people. I have learned because they're very different to your face than what they are on a keyboard or to other people. So while I do agree with you to an extent, some of those people. Oh, hey, how's it going, Greg? I'm like, yeah, kiss my ass.
You know what I love?
Kiss my ass.
The people that don't know that I know they're talking shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody's comment will pop up somewhere.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not one to reach out and be like, hey, man, I saw that you said this about me. I've done that once or twice on Pinside where somebody was just like completely giving me an unfair thing. And I contact them privately.
Yeah.
I've been like, look, I appreciate your right to be able to say whatever you want.
But then they still make excuses to you. Oh, man, no, I was just saying, man. No, I didn't like they try to defend like that you were never going to see their comment. Like you're on a public forum talking shit about somebody. And it's like they don't even realize at all that or fathom that you could potentially read that or see the crap. And then when you call them out, they're just like, no, I didn't mean it that way. No, you're just taking it wrong. Like,
it's like, well, I probably shouldn't have said that. I was just having a bad day. It's like, dude, are you having a bad day? Why am I coming up into it? And it was if I reach out to you, it's not because my feelings are hurt. It's because you've got something so egregiously incorrect that you're spewing that I just want to at least like the truth coming from me. I don't need an apology.
And people
I don't
get
need
that
you to
confused.
change discourse.
They think that it bothers you. No, like it doesn't bother me from a feelings perspective. It bothers me because you're just wrong. You're wrong.
Right. And it's just like at least so you know what's going on.
It's not even an opinion.
And here's what's happening.
You're just wrong.
No. Right. And whatever.
Oh, shit, we could spend an entire episode on that.
But I've also had it where somebody will meet me at a pinball show and they were talking some smack and they come up and they're different people. It's like, this is the dude talking all this smack online and you nice as pie over here. It's like, okay, whatever. I got you. I see how it works. Other thing that I super appreciative for 2025, man, is doing the podcast with you.
Always.
I'll tell you what, we just told the story about the first time we kind of collaborated on any type of pinball content, so to speak, was that Willy Wonka launch, man. look, we've been friends for a while. It's different when you take a friendship and then you're working closely with somebody on something like this, and it can go either way. Sometimes it puts a little bit of a pressure on a relationship. Sometimes you just don't gel in that instance where conversations you have are organic and they flow. But when you're kind of forced to get behind a microphone and have those conversations, it makes it maybe a little bit more uncomfortable, or there's a break-in period. I'll tell you what, man, super, super easy and pleasant to do this show with you. And it's like, it's even more fun than talking on the phone, because I feel like we could be a little bit more involved and enthusiastic and maybe dramatic on certain things, all in good fun, good nature. But man, I love it. Thank you for doing the show. And I can't wait to see where the show goes in 2026. But this as a creative outlet for me, and to literally it be part of my job at Flipping Out Pinball, I love it, man. I love it.
I agree. I couldn't have said it better.
I did also want to thank our Patreon members over there at patreon.com. We've got some cool stuff that we're going to be doing for you guys to end out the year. So not anything that we need to promote online, so to speak, but hang tight. We've got some cool stuff coming. And then finally, do you have anything you want to add here before I wrap up my 2025?
No. Perfect.
And this could, honestly, man, this could probably go on for 2 or 3 hours. For the sake of people getting through this episode for the first time, we're trying to keep it concise, right? But joining Flippin' Out Pinball is the single greatest decision that I've made for myself personally or professionally in my life. And I wanted to, and I tend to say this as often as I can, because I never want to take it for granted. I want to thank Zach and Nicole for the opportunity. I want to thank them for being excellent leaders, people that I respect, people that I was just we were talking about this at the fire pit when we had our trip over there to Evansville last week. Like, I would go to war for these people.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is how much I respect them. That is how aligned I am with their principles and their morals. And I've never been more motivated. I've never been more thankful in my life, especially when it comes to work. So I just wanted to publicly say this again. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Greg. I'm so pleased to be where I'm at, man. I wake up every single day and I love going to work, and I don't mind working days off. I don't mind putting some work in on Sundays. Like, I crave it. I love it. And if anybody has ever had an opportunity to do something like this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So in 2025, that's what I'm most grateful for, outside of my personal family, is the Flipping Out Pinball opportunity.
Yep. Yeah, they're great people, man. Very fair. I don't think people understand how good they are to us and how good of a business that they run. We're now we're going to be called shills of Zach and Nicole.
On pin side.
Yeah. You hear those guys shilling about their boss? Like, it's bullshit.
No.
I know they can't feel that way. They can't feel like that. There's no way.
No, I do. I will take the lie detector test.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
But I also want to, and we were talking about a little bit earlier in the episode, we're not even close to the precipice of this company.
No.
And again, without getting too deep into the weeds, because as time goes on and more information comes out, it's just, listen, this is the place to be. It's a place to be at.
It's like those old commercials. You remember those old commercials? Like, we don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better.
I love that. Oh, ooh.
That's Flipping Out Pinball right there, bro. That's what Zach and Nicole do.
I love that. And anybody that I've spoken to that has ordered a game or has asked questions about a game, or first-time pinball buyers, thankful for that correspondence too, because it is nice to be able to kind of sit down and talk to somebody and put myself in their shoes. So many first-time buyers. That's what really surprised me a lot, like the last 6 months. Man, I would say almost half the people that I'm personally dealing with, it is their first machine ever.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, I don't think pinball has the capability to grow exponentially in the short term. It's probably more of a long-term haul for that. But I can say with confidence that there are a lot more first-time pinball buyers than I ever thought that there were, just by the small sample size that I have. And, trust me, we move a lot of games. So for it to be almost half first-time pinball buyers, definitely thankful for that.
Well, and contrary
That's,
to popular belief, I mean, I still feel like that the market is super strong, and we're seeing it, especially like you said, like with a lot of these new people coming in. Like, I mean, we get to see the growth firsthand. You know, that's the thing is like you will read, you know, forums and everything are great. And it's something else we could probably spend a lot of time on at some point. Forums and all that stuff is great. You know, being able to research things is great. But a lot of times you just like anything, you fall into a lot of misinformation, you know, on things of what people's perspectives are of things, especially as hobbyists in something like, you know, we're front line. Like we see the game sales, we see the issues with games, we see all of that. So, you know, to me, I think that we have a better hand and we have a better gauge on a lot of things going on in the market, whether it is issues with particular manufacturers, whether it is game sales, because we are literally on the front line. Like we deal with all that. We see it as a whole. We see it collectively throughout all manufacturers. So I think that is, you know, something of seeing this influx of new people still coming into the hobby, buying their first games, people that are just getting introduced to the hobby. Like, you know, that's two different things. Like people buying their first game that may have been a hobbyist or an enthusiast for years and only played on location is also very different than somebody who just found the hobby and is now buying a new game after they discovered it a month or two ago, you know, and we're seeing that as well, like a lot of that as well. So, you know, I think that we have our finger on the pulse very well. And to me, I think this hobby is still growing and growing exponentially. Like you said, slow. It's a slow burn, but still growing.
It's a consistent burn. I mean, it's trending in the right direction. And you're right. I mean, there's look, we are very, one of the things that I always say, and I think I heard you say it at some point, or maybe it was Zach. It's like, if somebody's calling, they're asking questions, I will let them know, look, we're enthusiasts before we're anything else, right? Yeah. Of course, we are representatives of a company that is selling you a product. But that being said, very transparent about opinions. Not to force somebody into my beliefs on anything, but just from my perspective, I try to give as much information as possible. And if somebody asks what I would recommend based on their specific needs or wants, I'm always happy to do that. But I'm bringing the receipts. I'm not trying to get you a game because we got to get rid of games or anything like that. Like I'm especially first impression. If you get a game that I don't think suits your needs and wants, I don't know how willing you are to give a second game a chance. But if you get a game that hooks you from the beginning, I think that you're obviously, I don't know very many people that buy one game and don't buy a second or a third.
It's in our benefit, to be honest. Because it's like you said, like if you're disingenuous because you're trying to move one particular product and that game is not what that person is looking for, they're not going to be a repeat customer. It's like you said, like you want to be honest. You want to be honest and try to help them find something that's going to fit their play style, what they're looking for, a theme, or that a game that they're going to enjoy, because that's what brings them back. You know, that is to me a key to business. So, you know, all the bullshit shill stuff aside that people want to spew when you're selling products, like I don't feel that we ever fall into that, because it's in our benefit. I don't think so. It's the opposite. It's more of our benefit to be honest than what it is to bullshit people, because and to try to shill these games than what it is too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not in our benefit to just shill a product, because that gets old and people won't come back.
Of course.
No,
yeah. I mean, credibility is a real thing. We realize it. I mean, over the years and years and years, you build credibility. You don't want to throw that out, or people's confidence.
I'll tell people, it's like what you said. You asked me my opinion on a game, I'm going to tell you my opinion on it. Yeah. I'm not going to scour away from that. And hey, we might not have that game in stock, and that sucks, and I hate that, but I'm not going to not tell you that I love this game, or tell you that I love another game just because we have that one in stock and I can sell it to you. Like I'm telling you the game that we don't have might be the best game for you, and sucks that we don't have it.
There's a couple titles we have some surplus in, and I'm not really jumping out recommending it to anybody, because it's just like, it's not one that appeals to me either. Yeah. It just is what it is. So it's okay. It's okay. That stuff sells eventually. I mean, we're not worried about it.
Yeah. So we're gonna be upfront with you guys. Again, it's in your best interest, our best interest, and as Ken said, we're hobbyists first, man. And I'm gonna tell you. And now, hey, that being said, our views might not always align with yours. I have a lot of people, I'm like, I don't recommend that game. Oh, really? Why not? Tell them I'm gonna order it anyways.
Like,
hey, by all means,
that happens a ton.
Means. Yeah, it does. It happens more than what you think. And
so, like, somebody already has their mind made up.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna reach out to you because they need the reassurance that they made the right decision. And then when you counter it, you almost feel bad, because it's just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm still going to buy it. It's like, okay, well, I appreciated the try.
It does make me kind of feel bad because I'm like, I didn't want to like take the wind out of your sails, but you asked my opinion, and like, it's cool that you want to go ahead and buy it. That's fine. But like, I kind of feel guilty that I gave them my honest opinion at that point.
I know.
Because I didn't want them down to be like, oh man.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Good times of flipping out. Let's give away this last prize pack, and we can wrap this episode up on the Flippin' Out Pinball podcast. The last one is day 10, and it was the Flippin' Out Pinball Grand Prize Pack. And Greg, it includes the following items: Venom Pinball Armor, which is actually pretty cool. I didn't realize how intricate that pinball armor is. It's pretty massive. The Avengers Infinity Quest Pinball Inner Art Blades, the Mandalorian Pinball Shooter Knob, a Rush Pinball Translite, the Godfather Pinball Banner, a Jurassic Park Pinball Player Mat. You're going to need that because you're going to be playing a lot of Jurassic Park. And then finally, 2 Flippin' Out Pinball t-shirts. Your size is between small and I think 3X. So you're going to get all these items sometime in January. All right, so thank you, Zach and Nicole at Flippin' Out Pinball, where we also work. You ready for the grand prize winner, Greg?
Yes.
Drum roll. The winner is Chris DeWitt. Do you know Chris?
If it's the same Chris DeWitt I'm thinking of, yeah.
Oh, all right, Chris DeWitt. Chris DeWitt, you win the Flippin' Out Pinball Prize Pack Day 10. You get all of that merchandise and more. It's like the Price is Right Showcase Showdown. What do you think it's worth, Greg? What do you think it's worth?
Ooh, I don't know.
And it's not $1. So that's going to wrap up episode 16, Flippin' Out Pinball Podcast. It's the Christmas Eve holiday end-of-year show. Again, patreon.com/Flippin' Out Pinball Podcast if you want to join up over there, and you can support the show in a different way. We're going to close out the year with our after-hours party that's coming up, where we'll all be live talking some pinball. If you are looking for a new or used pinball machine, please consider visiting us at flippinoutpinball.com. That's flip, the letter N, out, pinball.com. You can see all the pinball machines. We've got Golden Tee, we've got Buck Hunters, we've got tons of different games and entertainment over there, flipping out pinball accessories from Stern Pinball, Spooky Pinball, Jersey Jack Pinball, all the pinball companies at flippinoutpinball.com. If you have game-specific questions or you would like to place an order for a game outside of the website, you can contact Greg or myself individually. My email is ken@flippinoutpinball.com. Greg, what's your email?
Greg@flip-the-letter-N-out-pinball.com.
Happy to answer some questions, and we actually have phones, so if we need to jump on the phone, we can do that too. Oh, and then finally, you know what I wanted to bring up? Remember how we hit the 1,000 threshold mark at our Pinball Podcast Facebook page, flipping? It's at 1.4K right now.
Damn.
It's growing exponentially like the pinball market. It's like it was a slow burn, but now it's like it's on an uptick. So we're at 1.4K.
So now we're gonna be nearing in on that 2 mark. That's gonna have to be our next level.
I would agree. I was going to ask everybody this. If obviously, if you're here still, it's because you want to listen to the show because we already gave out the final prize and you would have turned the episode off by then. But do we do video next year occasionally for some of these podcasts? Do we put some video up?
We can. Yeah.
Is that something that you guys would find any interest or value in? And I know the people that are listening to us right now on YouTube, we get like over 1,000 views on YouTube on these audio podcasts with no video at all. But if you're over at YouTube and you think that you'd benefit for some video, like we could do some episodes, let us know. Comment on the podcast. I don't know, in the YouTube comments maybe, or even on Facebook. Something we've been kicking around again, occasionally, because we don't need to do it all the time. So it's something to think about. You got anything else, man? Before we shut it down for the year, 2025.
You said it all perfectly.
All right. Well, everybody, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from Greg and myself at Flippin' Out Pinball Podcast. Whatever you do, don't forget to take some time out of your day and play some pinball. So long, everybody.